And good morning, everybody. And we are once again back with 2020 Online Olympiad. My name is Roland, and I'm here once again with Anna Mizicuk. How are you this morning, Anna?
Hi, Roland. Hello, everyone. Maybe it's not morning for everyone. So for somebody, it's good morning. For somebody, maybe it's good afternoon, maybe good evening. But anyway, we are glad to see all of you. I would say, for me, it's still morning here. So my brain is still kind of working on a lower gear, but everything will be fine. I really enjoyed commentating with you yesterday, and I am glad to be back today.
All right. Yeah, me too. Very happy to be here with you once again. And of course, also with you, everybody, with the viewers who are, of course, tuning in just like yesterday. And we will see you tomorrow again, obviously. All right. But let's first start again to talk about what the format is so that everybody can be reminded of what the tournament actually is. So, yeah, as you can see, it features over 163 teams and over 1,500 players from around the world. And teams are split into 5 divisions according to strength and are further divided into pools within those divisions based on time zone and strength. We're doing that because, well, like Anna said, sometimes your brain needs to start up in the morning while others already have started up their brains in the afternoon, for example. So that would not be totally fair, and that's why we would like to have same time zones as much as possible. Okay, each team features 2 open boards, 2 women's boards, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. That's something that I really like personally. And let's take a look at the pools that we have for you today. This is Division 2. And as you can see, we're going to start with Pool A this morning. Well, for us this morning, of course, for others, maybe not. And as you can see, Germany is doing very well after yesterday's first 3 rounds, and as well as Bulgaria and Australia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Those are still very much in the race. And also, of course, later today, this will be a big broadcast for, just like yesterday, we're going to have a lot of fun covering all these pools throughout the day. So yeah, hope you will stay with us together. And actually, we've got a nice template that our producer is actually very proud of. And I must say, it's very well done as well. So here you go. We've got all the pairings for this, actually, that's not round 7. So I need to talk to him about that. But yeah, I think that so this is actually round 4. And pool A is, of course, what we're going to look at today. But now you can see when your favorite team is going to play. So for me, I immediately recognize that Netherlands is going to play in pool C. And of course, one of the very interesting matchups for round 3 is actually going to be England versus Hungary in pool E. That's something I'm personally looking forward to. Anna, do you have a particular match that you saw and maybe you were looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to all the matches. And yeah, since I am working with 2 people from the Netherlands, so I have to root for the Netherlands, but not only. And yeah, just a short reminder, I'm here, Anna Muzyczuk, and I will be, and my co-host will be Grandmaster Roland Preussers. And yes, we are commentating on Division 2 of FIDE Online Chess Olympiad. We will start with Pool A. Pool B will start a little bit later, but we will be here all day long covering the games from all the pools, so you won't miss anything.
Exactly. So yeah, we are going to wait for the games of Pool A, round 4 to start. And on the left side of the board, you can see what the matches are at the moment. So we've got Kyrgyzstan. I'm always struggling with that name. So it's Kyrgyzstan versus Bulgaria, Bangladesh versus Australia, Turkmenistan versus Belgium, Philippines versus Belarus, and Indonesia versus Germany. Yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting matches, of course, if we let's see. Germany, of course, in the lead currently, but followed up nicely by Bulgaria. So those are the 2 countries to watch. And yeah, is there a particular match that catches your eye in this round, Anna?
Maybe Indonesia versus Germany will be like the top match because Germany is leading, and It's not so clear because Indonesia has a good girls and good women boards. So I'm really curious what will be the result of this match. And one more, maybe Philippines versus Belarus also sounds not so clear because in the other matches, I think we have clear favorites.
Yeah, I think so too. And well, the games have started, everybody. We're gonna try and find, of course, some interesting openings. And this is kind of funny because, well, we've been talking about the London throughout every weekend, actually. So yeah, and now, of course, in this broadcast, we are also starting with a London opening. So yeah, it's I've talked to my other colleagues who were co-hosts in the previous weekend as well, and the opening that we see most of the times in this event so far has been the London system in any possible way. Also the Yobava London system we've seen quite some times for now. So, but yeah, there is some slight differences this time. I mean, White did not play C3, and is that a big deal, Anna?
I would say not like White didn't play C3, but White hasn't played C3 yet, but maybe we'll see this move just on the next move. Speaking about the difference, we see that Bishop G3 was the last move, and perhaps Black could try to play C4. And considering that C3 was not played, White didn't have a chance to keep the bishop on that diagonal, and they couldn't go Bishop C2. But Knight C6 was played, and we see C3, so no major changes, and yeah, it's just the typical London system.
We just transposed to the mainline system that we've already seen a lot of times. Yeah, just a reminder, everyone, the ratings that you see next to the names are not their official FIDE ratings. Those are the Chess.com ratings, so those are not a good indicator of how strong the players are. But yeah, if you want to see the official ratings, then you can go to the chess results page where it's all listed for every player. And otherwise, we'll keep you updated, of course, for if there is a big difference or if it's something that we need to mention. So don't worry, we'll have you covered. And yeah, let's dive into the game. Rook d1 played. I'm actually going to find something more exciting. I mean, not that I don't like a good old-fashioned London system, but yeah, let's check, for example, this opening. This is something that you see quite often nowadays. It's I think a knight f6 Caracan. What do you think about this opening, Anna?
I think it's a very solid line for Black, and many people started playing this line, but I'm really wondering how the queen came to h4, because this is what I didn't see so often in this line. Bishop this queen h5. Okay, this is the move which is not the most popular. Usually White tries to go for a setup with queen c2 and followed by knight e2, right? But queen h5, I have no idea about this move.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess White wanted to get the queen out of yeah, to h4 before yeah, before moving the knight on e2. I don't see much merit of this queen being on h4 because, for example, you now don't have really h4 h5 ideas anymore. On the other hand, the queen is quite active here. You could maybe yeah, start putting the bishop on h6 and then maybe even rerouting the rook somehow to here. But to be honest, I think the queen c2 line is much more easy to play because then you've got a clear plan with h4 h5 at some point. And yeah, then the idea is obviously to castle long. But yeah, with the queen on h4, it's harder to find a plan. But yeah, okay, Black still played a move. Black played bishop f8. This is the current position. And what could be an idea for White to make progress here?
Yeah, I think about the plans, and some funny plan that came to my mind was something like playing short castle and then knight g3 followed by knight h5. It's a bit crazy idea, but sometimes it may work.
Yeah, knight h5 ideas. Yeah, yeah, those. Yeah, that is something that tricks like that are always in the position. But even if the knight comes to h5, I could just play a move like knight d7, and I'm going to say like, okay, you've got a nice knight on h5. What is that exactly doing there? So just a general thing. Is f4, f5 a good idea, you think, at some point?
If you could make two moves, that would be great. But if after f4 black plays f5, then maybe the square on e4 may be weak. So you have to be careful when playing f4.
So f4 weakening the e4 square and f5 is the logical reaction there. Yeah, well, interesting position. Let's see if we have already some more action going on.
Yeah, one more trick in this position is that after knight d7, some ideas like knight c5 or knight e5 are possible because the bishop on d3 is unprotected. So yes.
Well, I made a nice
With
cross.
all the arrows, I believe viewers can understand the idea much better. Thank you, Roland.
You're welcome, Anna. Absolutely. All right, let's see if we can find something. This is actually the Bulgari match. So Bulgari is one of the current leaders in this pool. So let's see if we can find something interesting there. I want to find.
Oh,
Okay.
this is already interesting because I see some pin. But black sacrificed this piece.
Yeah.
I was a bit afraid that someone lost a piece because of this pin, but no, everything's okay.
Try and see how exactly black sacrificed that piece. So d4 played. Black cannot take on d4 because the knight is pinned. So after bishop a7, d5. Oh, this is cool. Just castle. D takes, b takes, and black did lose a piece, but because of this pin, black is winning that back. So very interesting position. I'm a bit worried about this a pawn for black. Maybe white can somehow make use of that. Maybe something like knight c4 at some point. But yeah,
Knight c4, yeah, but the problem is with the pawn on e4. It's some very complicated position because black also played g5, and this move, yeah. On one hand, it's like weakening the king. On the other hand, sometimes you may create an attack by playing g4 later on. So it's very double-edged, in my opinion.
yeah, I agree there. So queen c3 played, but after c takes, a takes, and maybe even bishop b6.
There is also one more trick. If after c takes b5, white takes on a5, then black could play bishop b6, and white couldn't take the pawn on b5 because please remember this trick. If your queen is staying under the rook, be careful of some discovered check, and yeah, bishop f2 is just winning on the spot.
Yep. Now nobody will forget it. Let's see. So c takes b5, a takes b5 played. If I can get the game on the board. A takes, rook takes a5. I'm trying to find a trick here, but I don't see any. I mean, I want to kick this queen out of the c3 square somehow, but I don't see a way to do that. So, okay, black just took, bishop b6, queen c3. And I like black. I like the bishop pair. I like this construction is what I don't like for white. White still needs to get those. Okay, but now
I'm not sure about g4, but before g4, I totally agreed with you. I liked black, and I was thinking about something like rook e8, putting more pressure on the e4 pawn, or perhaps even queen a8 or bishop g6. Right. The problem is that the knight is on d2, and it's covering the bishop from c1, so it's not easy to finish the development. While, yeah, two pair of bishops advantage. So everything seems to be completely okay for black, but they decided to go for an attack with g4. But can you really attack? I mean, okay, knight g4, but nothing is threatening, in my opinion.
maybe black wants to try and undermine the f2 pawn somehow, but I only see these two pieces actually working together. And like we said, this is the weak construction of white. So now that the knight isn't attacking e4, I was thinking maybe white could play a move like knight c4, but b3 actually, that looks pretty good. I mean, bishop b2 and mating threats, maybe it'll work. I
Yeah,
personally would have played knight c4 in a heartbeat though, because you're also attacking the h6 pawn a little bit, but I don't know. Would you have played knight c4, or do you think that b3 is the better move here?
To be honest, I was also thinking about knight c4, so I can't say much. Because I think we had to cover the diagonal. I was even thinking about the plan something like knight c4, and let's say black plays. Well, if they play bishop c5, we can play b4, and we will get a tempo by
That's
bringing the bishop to b2. In case black goes bishop a7, I was even thinking about queen a5. Very nice. Attacking both of the bishops. Another idea could be playing knight e3. Let's imagine there was no this idea. So knight e3, just
covering everything up.
covering this diagonal. The knight is coming to f5, and if you trade the pieces, it's better for white because just because of the pawn structure. If we take this, maybe we take on a7. I'm not sure. Our king is safer. Can we take on a7? Maybe yes. Well, given this pawn, but it's not so clear in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think white should be very much okay. I was thinking just take back like this, and white should also be fine. But maybe black has some chances over the... Oh, actually, king h7 might be really good with rook g8 and queen h4 now. Yeah, I like bishop takes a7 a lot better here, actually. But for some reason, the engine
Or
is like...
maybe bishop h6, yeah, another tactical idea, threatening mate and threatening to take the bishop back on f3.
Yeah.
So this looks like the best.
Yeah, so knight c4 would have been a great idea with great prospects, with, for example, knight e3, or what did we say again? Queen a5, for example, like you said. But okay, instead b3 played, and after king h7, bishop b2, rook g8. I'm starting to think that black has good potential here, actually.
Yeah, you see some ideas of queen d7, knight f2, queen h3 coming. Looks a bit dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. And I still think that white needs to play knight c4 at some point.
And they did play knight c4, as I see from the score sheet.
So now bishop a7, then you still got this queen a5 idea. Yeah, maybe white is just fine. But okay, bishop c5, oh, that's good actually. b4 provoke this, and then bishop a7, because then you don't have queen a5 ideas. That's actually quite clever. I did not notice that one. But okay. Yeah, let's move on. We've got a lot of games to cover, everybody. And by the way, if you are in the chat, well, obviously you are if you are viewing this. So yeah, let us know which game strikes your fancy, which game you would like us to check, and if there's a particular match that you want us to pay attention to. So let us know. We are here also for your suggestions, obviously. So let us know if there's something you would like to see. All right, let's move on.
Sure, good idea, yes.
Australia. Max Illingworth, I think this is board 1 or 2. Let me see. This is, I think, board 1 actually. So, and that means, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think that Anton Smirnov has passed for this round, and Max Illingsworth is now the board number 1 in this round for Australia. Okay, he's playing against Niaz Murshid, the number 1 player of Bangladesh. And okay, this is a really funny rook on g5.
Can I just ask how this rook got to g5? It's not bad in this very position because white can play something like rook c5, and this is actually an active rook. But how did it get there?
All right, let's take a look. Queen e2, fairly normal. Bishop f4, Grundfeld, I believe. g4, takes. Rook, the rook comes to d4.
Wow, and then
yeah,
rook
why not? Why not, you know?
Yes, just a second. Threatening bishop f7. Once again, the same idea.
Yeah, and also I was thinking, if, okay, let's say this does not exist, this idea, then after h6, the rook is actually pretty safe on g5, because if you play h6, you can take here.
Yeah, using the pin.
Oof. Actually, rook g5 might be brilliant somehow. I think I have a hunch that rook g5 is actually a theoretical move. What do you think?
I don't believe that. No, I
Hmm?
don't think. I play Grunfeld with black quite often, so you know, I firmly believe it's not the theory anymore.
I think I've seen this move before actually, but yeah, we'll have to check that after the stream. My memory is also very vague at the moment. It's morning, everybody. So yeah, rook g5. But okay, let's see what happened. h6 not on the board, of course. I need to find what happened in the game. e6 played, yeah, with the preparation of h6 and defending against bishop takes f7, because if you take this pawn, then there's a rook captured on b1. So what happens here? Obviously not bishop takes e6, but bishop c2, queen a6, take, rook c5. I think white did a very good job here. I think all the rooks are more active. The bishop is looking good here. This bishop looks horrible on c8 for the moment, at least. I think white is clearly in the driving seat. Also, these two pawns are not very good here. And after knight e7, for example, a move like c4 comes to mind to undermine every possible. Well, yeah, and the active move knight d5, and I don't see an active idea for black at the moment. This
I
is
think
looking
white just has a very pleasant edge, and this rook, like moving rook d1, rook d5, rook g5, rook c5, this rook may make this game. And yes, black's pawn structure is already spoiled. As you mentioned, the pawns on a7 and a6, they are weak. Also, black's position is passive. If the bishop from c8 moves to d7, then it won't cover the b7 square anymore. And after bishop d7, white can simply play rook b7. The bishop on f4 is controlling the b8 square, so black wouldn't be able to play rook b8 at any moment. I don't like black's position so much, to be honest.
No, white is just extremely active. I don't see a good active idea for black at the moment. And I think white could actually start galloping up one of the pawns here, for example, or start just running with the c pawn. Or yeah, this bishop actually can also be a little bit more active on one of these squares at some point. Yeah, white doing well. So actually that would be not an upset, because this is actually a grandmaster clash on board one, the Bangladesh player versus Max Illingsworth from Australia. Let's take a look at one of the other games. I always... Oh, let's go to this one. What's this? This looks interesting. Haven't seen a position like this before. My guess is that white is pretty good here because of the weak pawn on e6, so you can start attacking that with a move like rook e1. But there's a trick in the position, knight d e5 perhaps, that we can make use of. Or knight takes h2. This looks like fun. All right, what is going to happen here? Black is a pawn up, but white still has the target on e6 to make use of. And black still needs a castle, but I think after long castle, black should be more than fine. I mean,
I
the
think
king...
black is not worse. Definitely not.
All right, well, let's move on, shall we? Let's see. What about this position?
But each position you are bringing, I need some minutes to understand what's going on because it's a bit unusual. This position, it's a bit complicated. Maybe it's not so complicated because white is an exchange up. Yes,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
meant to calculate after some minutes.
I was thinking though that maybe there are some tricks in the position compared with because of this, but it doesn't work. I was thinking my first idea was bishop takes, queen takes, knight c3, but this is with check first of all, and secondly, it's protected by the queen, so that would be a blunder. Even though knight c3 is one of my favorite moves to play. Let's see. So I think the white is just a lot better. I mean, the knight is on h2 though.
Yeah, if the rook was on e6, this trick could work because
Maybe
the rook wouldn't be under the check.
Yeah, but after rook e6, rook d e1.
Yeah, of course. You can't make two moves. This
Yeah,
is not allowed.
black is still solid though, and the knight on a4 is not doing that much. And f3 is not really possible because of g3. Probably the idea is just knight f3, knight d2 or something.
Maybe knight g4.
Or knight g4. Okay, so let's say I play h5.
Very good, very smart.
Thank you, thank you. Then knight f3, I guess.
Knight of 3
Okay,
and
knight d2. But
then,
now I'm going to play bishop h6.
hmm.
This is what they call prophylaxis, everybody. You're trying to undermine your opponent's ideas.
Yes,
Yeah,
and this knight on e4 is very strong, and if we manage to trade it, this will be good for white. But if black is trying yet to avoid all these ideas, white still needs some precise moves to prove their material advantage is really important in this game.
I agree. Totally. Oh, this looks like fun. What's this?
What's that? Why knight e3? Wasn't it possible to take with the rook? But maybe knight e3 is just winning. Yeah, it should be winning. Well, it's only a piece. White, black sacrificed only one piece. So yeah,
Yeah.
of course it doesn't look good for white.
No.
Nice sacrifice by the player from Belgium.
Oops. What's going on? Okay. Yeah. Knight takes f1 is coming. Knight takes c2 is coming.
Bishop g4 is coming.
Yeah. Bishop g4 is
Threats
coming.
from everywhere.
Exactly. So this should be very, very good for black. Should be winning. Nice. We got a result, by the way. A draw between Antonio Junior Rogelio versus Kirill Stupak, board 1 of Belarus versus the Philippines. Yeah, opposite colored bishops. I think black offered a draw here. No, it was just a move repetition. White was fine with a draw. Okay, what happens if you take here on d6?
Knight e5, queen. Bishop e5. Yes, it's much better. It's still morning, yeah. What can I do? I was trying to find the trick with knight e5, queen d8, knight f3, but bishop e5 is simply much better.
Trapping the queen, everybody. Yeah. So that is why white decided to go for a draw, because this bishop is a beast on this diagonal, where it has a lot of potential, while this bishop is just eyeing his own pawn on d5. So with this strong bishop, I would take the draw as well here, I think, as white. All right. So, but
Yes, and
let's.
please, yeah, don't, because in the previous game we saw white was rated 1200, and of course it's not the level of grandmaster. Kirill Stupak is rated over 2500 in the FIDE rating.
Yeah, and here the same. Bart Michiels on with the black side is actually a close to 2600 player.
Yeah, I
Well.
played with him once many years ago.
Yeah, he's a very strong Belgian player. I think he isn't very good at losing games. I think he makes a lot of draws, I believe. Yeah, very strong player. Yeah, and what about this ending? Does Yusuf have a good chance here to maybe win this endgame?
Already is a pawn up, but if white takes the pawn on a5, black takes the pawn on b2, and theoretically it's just a theoretical draw. But what else can white do? If they try to bring the king closer to the queen's side, then yeah, they have problems to protect the pawns on the king's side. So I think black has good chances to survive here. No? Maybe yes. I see Roland's screen is a bit frozen. And I don't see the games. So yeah, maybe we need some minutes to get Rulon back. Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Olympiad. I will remind you that it's a huge event where 163 teams are participating and more than 1,500 players. So yeah, okay, we see it's like a total collapse. We can do nothing about some technical problems that arise sometimes, but I hope everything will be settled soon. I can move closer to some direction. I don't know which way you can see me at least a little bit better. I'm just waiting, for our producer to fix this problem. And Walter, do we have any confirmation? What happened to... okay, I can move like a little bit here, so that at least you can see me, maybe.
Hey, I'm back, I think. I don't know what happened there.
I'm so happy you are back.
And I'm back. No worries, I'm not frozen anymore. How's everybody doing? I think I froze
We
up
were
for a second.
missing you, but now everything's fine.
I think I froze up for a second, didn't I? Yeah, my internet connection failed everybody for just a second, but now I'm back again. Yeah, I think we Dutchies have something with internet stability as well. But actually, usually I don't have any internet connection problems. But yeah, at this stage, I had some. I don't know. It's really unfortunate that that happened, but yeah, it's all fixed, so no problem. We can continue with the games. And actually, we have got an interesting game right here on the board. So that means Martin Petrov from Bulgaria playing against, let's see, Kyrgyz Fighter. That's, of course, not the real name, but that's the Chess.com username. But I like the name because he's a player from Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, there you go. It's a nice name. So who do you think, do you think that White has enough compensation for the exchanger?
I would say white has more than enough compensation because I don't see a good way for black to to survive. Because if black takes the knight on f5 after queen f5, the rook on c8 will be under attack, and bishop f6 will be a very serious threat. And I don't know how to defend against both of these threats. If black just moves the queen, something like, I don't know, queen f8, because queen d7, after queen d7, white can simply take the pawn on f6. So queen f8 is like more logical, but maybe once again knight d6 and queen f5, or some ideas with bishop a3, but I prefer knight d6 and queen f5. With the same idea, taking the rook and just winning the f6 pawn. So these bishops are very, very strong. Bishop on fianchetto bishops. They can't be bad.
No, they can't be bad. And I purposely painted them green. There you go. Yeah, I learned how to do it. Here you also got a blue one, I think. Oh no, that's green again. Okay, never mind. I'm still playing around trying to figure out all the colors. I think there's a blue color as well somewhere. But let's go.
Red, yellow, yeah. Why not?
Why not? All right, let's see. Well, we got some more results. So here we've got the Joker, or Leonard playing with the white pieces, losing his game against the player from Turkmenistan. So that is a 0 for Belgium. And we've also got here the draw between Bart Michels and Yusuf Atabayev. So yeah, we more or less agreed that this was a theoretical draw, and that is exactly what happened. This one, white won. Australia, Cassandra Lim winning her game against Baliat Ahmed from, what was it again? Bangladesh. There you go.
Yeah,
And yep, I'm sorry.
yeah, sure. You.
Bangladesh, yeah. All right. And here, white won again, a win for Australia against Bangladesh. I think that with these results, Australia is doing very, very well, I believe. At
But
least so.
Bulgaria is doing even better right now. I already see on the screen that it's 3-0 and it's not the end. So
Yeah,
Bulgaria is very likely to win this match today.
yeah, looking good. The leader, one of the leaders in this pool, is doing very, very well here. Germany also looking good. I'm pretty interested in what happened in the Germany matches. So here we've got Bulgaria. This is nothing. This is also Bulgaria again. Trying to find a Germany game. Probably they are. This is the Philippines.
But
This is the
okay,
Philippines.
Germany, I see they are leading 1-0, but I believe more of the games are
Yeah,
finished already.
that's true. Let's see. Okay, yeah, the games are close to finishing, and let's take a look at simply one of the games that's still going on. What about this one? This is Dan. Ah, I finally found the Germany team.
Yeah,
There you
Daniel
go.
Friedman, board one.
That was just a random guess, by the way, but here you go. So Daniel Friedman playing with the black pieces versus the player from Indonesia. So who do you think is better and why?
I think white is better because of the material advantage. They are exchange up, well, for a pawn, but still exchange up. I believe the rooks are a bit stronger. Yeah, if we trade the rooks, yeah, black should try to keep the rooks on the board. Rook f4, very good move. Well, maybe actually with rook f4, if black takes this pawn on f6, then everything is cool. Maybe then even black will start playing for a win. So I'm not sure about this move rook b1.
Yeah, I agree there too. I was thinking maybe instead of rook b1, it would be good to play just a move like rook f1, because bishop c4 is not possible because of rook d8 check. So, and this protects the f pawn for a long time. I thought that this was maybe a good idea. Otherwise, maybe first a move like rook a3. Try it
Cool.
on the line.
Yeah, maybe rook a3. I like rook a3.
Yeah, and probably king e8, but then rook
And then
e1.
bring another rook, yes.
Yeah, but still, I think black is extremely solid. This bishop, I need to make it green. This bishop on d5 is a very good bishop, so it's protecting every weak pawn in this game. And yeah, I think that Daniel Friedman is doing pretty well. Let's see how the game is going, because white is really in time trouble at the moment. 2 seconds left versus 10. So yeah, let's see if we can see a flag at this point.
Let's follow this game. I really
Yeah.
like it. King a5. Um, hmm.
Hmm.
Rook e1. Maybe rook e6. Was it possible?
Rook e6. Then maybe just keep checking because f7 might fall.
Maybe.
But black needs to be careful. The king is still stuck on the back rank. What's
Some king
this?
c5, king d6 ideas.
Yeah, just mate the king.
Oh,
This
it looks.
bishop is very strong, but okay, this is a good move, but still, what about rook e7 or something? Rook e2, I'm not sure what this does, but I like how the evaluation bar is shooting up and down on the left side. Something like
You
rook
like to watch it, but if you play this game, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like how white is playing here though. Just rook e7, controlling the king on c8. King d6 is always a threat.
Also, rook
Um,
f7 is a possible idea. just sacrificing an exchange but getting a strong F pawn. Maybe
Yeah,
to
because the
take it
king.
now. No?
Yeah, because the king is still on the back rank. Yeah, so that means that promotion is much more likely to happen. Yeah, maybe just now. Just take here right now.
Take it.
White has nothing to lose. White can try and win this without a problem with the more active king. Okay, but white is lower on time, not that much, but I would definitely try to play rook takes f7. Oh, or this.
I'm
King
trying to
f7.
bring the king to e7 and then take on f7.
That might be interesting as well. So white at least has a draw with repetition. But the king
b55.
e7, do you really want to gobble up the pawns like this?
I don't know. I really like taking on f7 before. With the king on c5, I taken the pawn on c6 and all these things.
Me too, yeah. Could maybe try something like rook b4 here in this position. But yeah, I agree. Rook takes f7 would have given a lot of chances for white.
Some regroupings.
Maybe rook b6 at some point, but
But it's better that the king is on the corner, not on
yeah,
c8.
I think so too. I think you should just put it in the corner first. This one, maybe white is now realizing that rook takes f7 is the way to go, but black is just okay.
Oh, three
Repetition.
times repetition, yeah.
Interesting
Not
game.
good for white because they had a good chance to win this game, but they were in the time trouble.
There was a moment when the king was on a8. I want to show everybody that. Let's see where it is. I don't think so, actually. For example, here, yeah. If you take like this, rook takes, this pawn is very, very dangerous because it can move upwards and with a check. So that means that the king is going to have some trouble to run away from those checks. So for example, after king c8, I'm going to try and get my king in. How do you play this position? Yeah, king
Good
takes,
question. Maybe rook h7?
king d8. Now you lose because
Second
of
f7.
and f7. For example, this is why the king is not the best place on the back rank because of checks like this. So yeah, this would have been very, very dangerous. Probably the best move would be rook f1 instead. But here, I think...
f7, king d8, king d6, I think it's winning.
Yeah, and then rook h8. So yeah, this is why if the king was anywhere else, for example, on d4 or something, then it would have been a lot more hard to win this position. Okay,
So
very instructive.
how did Germany finish this match? Because they were the leaders. How does it go for
Let's take
them?
a look. So we've got here the Philippines game. We've got here Lara Schulte. He is looking very, very good here at the moment. Yeah.
With the bishop
Oh,
up. Not bad. I don't see any stalemate ideas. So black simply, wins this game. What about other games?
yeah, let's take a look. I think this is the only other game available still.
Looks
And
good for white, but is it win?
I think...
Easy win.
I don't think this is winning. This looks like a draw because the pawn cannot advance. And the king is still far away from participation. Actually, you would want it to be somewhere here or here so that it can attack the e5 pawn. But yeah, I mean, something like this could be an idea, I guess. But yeah, black is just trying to exchange pawns. This king is much more active. That is actually the case here.
Yeah, white needs to bring the king somewhere closer to the h pawn or trying to penetrate on the queen side. Because with the king on d2, it's difficult to make progress. Okay, h5. Maybe h5 starting now with black and play. Knight f6, not allowing that.
Yeah, it's very hard to continue this. And actually, wondering if this matters for the match. Yeah, Philippines, Belarus still undecided. So this match still matters. All the other games have more or less finished, it seems. So, yep. This is the last game, I believe, that is still on the board. So the results are getting updated as we speak, everybody. And on the left side, you can see what is going on then, what the current results are. Okay, so black is, yeah, the king on g4. Well, actually, white can take a pawn now.
And 95 can can h4 maybe, but
King
can h4
h4, then the king
in
comes
f3, yeah.
here. I'm not sure
Maybe
if this exchange was a good idea, but
maybe not taking on h4. What about king f4? Another
knight goes, for
knight
example,
goes
here,
to
and then
g6.
you go back, and on the next move you take here. This is probably it, yeah.
That was easier. If e5, then king f5, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Obviously. All right, so here we go. Knight e5, king takes h4, king f3 played. White has some chances here, not too much. Knight f3, be careful. But
F4 or
yeah, king f4, knight c4. If knight f3, then knight f3 would be okay, by the way. But yeah, white still has a hard time to advance because the king needs the d3 pawn needs to be protected at all times. So
yeah, not so much material is left on the board. So yeah, black has a good drawing chances. I believe with the precise play, it's just a draw. But in the time trouble, it's not so easy.
yeah, time trouble. Well, it's not the biggest time trouble as everybody. So the time control is actually 15 minutes from the start, and from the start you get 5 seconds increment per move. So the players get 5 seconds added to the time after every move played. Yeah, how would you try to win this game, Anna? Is there a plan that you are seeing maybe?
How would I try to win? But first of all, what's the match score?
2.5, 1.5 so far, as we can see.
Mhm.
Well, actually, this is not the only game that we have left. Let's take a look. We still got this game as well.
Oh,
This is
here is
Max versus Max Illingworth versus Santo Blue. And that is, I think, the #1 player of Turkey. Okay, I see. This is not. I don't think this is a chess. This is not part of the match, I believe. So, okay, let's go back. Yeah,
knight endgame. Knight endgame.
because
Okay, it's not
Australia
like
was playing against Turkey.
you. It's not like there is some winning plan or some plan of improvement, but I think white should, just try to play for some tricks, and maybe black simply gets tired and then miss something. How do you like this plan?
That sounds like the only thing that white can do. I think white is just moving, yeah, moving across the board, and then we can see. And that, yeah, to try and beat, basically.
Maybe bring the knight to e1 and then try to move the king, like king c1, king b2, king b3.
Or knight c2. I like that idea as well.
Yeah, knight c2, and then yeah, because we have to move the king. Try to move the king. We already tried to move the knight all over the board. Now let's try to move the king.
Yeah, it's also good for the 50 move.
Maybe knight a2 is actually not such a bad move. Not allowing king c1. I should talk about the standings. Yeah, okay, we are almost done with Pool A. Only one game is still running, but this doesn't change the result of the matches. So the first results for today: Bulgaria beat Kyrgyzstan 5-1. Australia beat Bangladesh 4-2. Belgium beat Turkmenistan in a very tough battle because the result of this match was 3.5 to 2.5 in favor of Belgium, but as we can see, they won with a very small margin. Philippines are winning against Belarus 3.5 to 1.5, and one game is still in progress, but this doesn't matter. Philippines already won the match. And Germany won their match versus Indonesia 3.5 to 2.5. And actually, the game we were covering of Daniel Friedman was very important because in case Daniel Friedman lost that game, it would have been 3-3, and the match, it would be very important for the match scores. So let's take a look at the standings. We see in Pool A, we have the new leader. Bulgaria is the new leader. Before, Germany was leading, but still, at the moment, Bulgaria and Germany, these two teams are with 8 points. Bulgaria has a little bit better tiebreak. They have 17 points, but Germany on 16.5. Not a big deal yet. Many rounds are still ahead. While for the third place, there is a tie between Australia and the Philippines.
Yes, and thank you. So this is Bigfoot. Most of you know us. I was producing the show. Unfortunately, Roland has an unstable internet connection, so we will be back in about 10 minutes. And I'll probably take over for the next hour, so Roland can fix some stuff. Don't worry about it, guys. Let's fix some stuff. We'll make it work. And we'll go on a short break, hopefully back in 10 minutes, with some more online Olympiad action. See you guys soon.
See you very soon.
welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone can hear us. We apologize for the delay. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. My name is Wouter Big, also known as Bigfoot. I am joined by the lovely and amazing Anna Muzichuk. Roland, our previous host, has some internet connections, so he'll probably be back next round. Do not worry about it. Let's see if we can make anything else. So it was quite a shock for you, wasn't it, Anna?
Not like a shock, but yeah, it was not so, something that was planned. Yeah, please welcome Walter. Walter's our producer. And I'm glad to see you, and it will be interesting to commentate with you starting from this round. But there are some rumors like you disconnected Roland, to be on the show. What can you say about that?
I mean, I don't like the guy. All right, let's get this off. I don't like the guy. There might have been some foul play in the game chat, but you don't have anything on me. There's no proof, so I win in the end. That's all I can say about it.
Great, let's go with the games.
All right, let's go with the games. We have the round standing here. We have Germany versus Kyrgyzstan, Belarus versus Indonesia, Belgium, Philippines, Australia, Turkmenistan, and Bulgaria, Bangladesh. We do have some games ready for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we could just jump right into it. We have, we had some issues, so let me put it like white is at the bottom, or else we're gonna be very discombobulated, which is a word that I used, which means confused. Let's find some interesting games. What about this one, Anna? Let me shine your light, impress me. Who's better here?
Who is better is just the opening, so it's difficult to say who is better. It's still perhaps a theoretical line. The Imanov system, once again, Imanov system, the Sicilian with 6-move G3. Very solid line for white, and black did play H5, which is a typical plan in this position, trying to play H4 and attack from the very beginning. But Bishop G5 did not allow that, and yeah. It's quite a normal position. I can't say who is better. It's pretty much balanced.
Yeah, we're just getting started. We're getting here. All right, so this one isn't that interesting. Here, I'm going to ask you a question about this. Shouldn't this bishop be over Yander? Because isn't this like the perfect f4 square that you want? What went wrong in this opening? Let's look at it real quick.
Nothing went wrong, but I really liked, if there was a possibility to jump with the bishop from d2 to f4, that would have been perfect, but I don't know how to do it in the game of chess. Instead, f4 was played, so yeah, there are some pluses that the bishop is not on f4, but I would still prefer to have the bishop on f4 because it's much more active there.
Absolutely. No, it's just a glorified pawn, but we don't care too much about it. I like this kind. So if you want to know my style, I'm a very aggressive person in person, but also a very aggressive person on the board. So I love the idea of just playing rook g1, go g4, g5, really get things going. But now, when I play these kind of games, this is good. This is the amateur perspectives we have here. When I play these kind of games, I usually wait till my opponent castles before I start pushing like a mad lad in any of these directions. So here's the question for you. Where is white going to castle?
Where is white going to castle? I believe white is going to castle short, and because in case white castles long and black plays b6, white may have some difficult times. So I would prefer to castle long. It's safer.
Absolutely. You get some nuisances on this line, ladies and gentlemen. This rook is very, very strong, and this is already a disaster for white, so probably going to go into a short castle. If black castles short as well, so let's say we get this kind of position, then g4 would be a viable option to start pressing down on the king side. But until then, we're going to take things easy. I've been watching the streams, obviously, since I've been producing them, and I've learned something from you, Anne. You have to take things calm and collective.
At least someone learned something. And Anton Smirnov is playing this match, so he missed the first match, but he's back for this match.
Yes.
And it's still the theoretical line of the dragon. So I kind of know this line. It's considered to be slightly better for white, but it's just the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the beginning of the game. I always like rook lifts, so when I see this kind of position, rook d5 always is like this lingering threat where we can start pushing on the king side, but I think white is very comfortable here. But like you said, we're in the opening. This is also an opening, but this one's a little bit off. This is like a modern where these pawns on e5 and c5 are traded. Usually that's a small plus for black. What do you think about this one? Let's see how this went
Yeah, I am a bit surprised how players got to this position. Oh, e5.
Oh, early e5. Okay, interesting. So e6 is always a very annoying threat here that you have to be worried about. But however, it can be countered with f5, and then you can put your knight back. It's also a very known strategy. They didn't go for that. They went for a castle. And now they're in this one. Who's better here?
I'm not clear. The knight on e8 is passive, but yeah, the pawn on e5 is quite strong. I think white is slightly better, but difficult to say something.
It's hard to say. So usually in these positions, if c5 is going to lose, you cannot play something like b4 because this diagonal is killing, chat. You really don't want to get into these kind of things. You're already losing material here. So usually you get this kind of lines in the, let's say from a white's perspective, from like the English, where you sacrifice your c4 pawn and bring it back later. And now black also has that idea with like a 96 or 97 going for b5. I don't know. I think white's better for now because black still lacks the mobility and improvement. But I think black will definitely find, okay, you know, this is, I'm used to this knight on the 8. I mean, this is normal for, you know, g6 players. They're used to this. I don't think he's too mad about this.
Yeah, but after h3, where are you going to move your bishop? I'm not so sure.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. This will be a disaster. Let's show this real quick. Take this
let's not
by
show
our
it.
heartbeats. Yeah, you hate to see that, Anna. You hate to see that. After h3, so usually in these kind of lines, black, just correct me if I'm wrong, they just trade the bishop for the knight. But now, you know, b7 is a little bit of a weakness. But after knight c6, I think it will go somewhere like this after h3, and black will slowly find its way back.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we have. Some tight matches, chat. I'm looking at you, chat. So if you have any superb matches that you'd like to witness, you know, we're all here for you. I'm here for you. Anna's here for you. The world's here for you. And okay, I read cemetery, so that's not a great start for your position if I read your name is cemetery. Cemetery. I apologize. Cemetery against Dennis. They are playing. Ooh. You hate to see b3 and the dark squares being open.
Oh, you immediately pointed the most important thing in this position. Yeah, I don't like b3 from white side. On the other hand, knight c4 was a threat, so I didn't know what to do against it. But I also prefer black's position. Yeah, there are some tricks with bishop a3, knight c4.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah.
this.
So let's make a silly move. Ideas here are something like this, and if I play knight c4, if you grab it, queen b6, and suddenly there are some problems on the queen side. So black has the initiative for sure. And now, so when I play these kind of positions, I see that pushing on the king side doesn't work yet. So I need to do something in the middle. So can white do something?
It's not so easy because black's king is still in the center, and if they castle short, then g5 is coming. Just making some prophylactical move like king b1, for example, so that there are now these tricks with knight c4 and so on, or even rook g1, or dg1 was interesting, or bishop e5. I don't know, maybe in fact white is better because if not about this trick knight c4, it's difficult to create attack for black. Maybe black needs more time after that.
I fully agree. So even g5 right now, let's say we play this, let's say black takes back, not the best move. And now you get even idea of knight takes d5, because one, this pawn is pinned, so you cannot take it. And if you take it with the knight, you're gonna lose your queen, and you cannot kick away this bishop. So it's actually quite annoying for black. I don't know what to put in this position. And I think castling will be even the worst thing with like h6 and really putting pressure on the lad. So, all right, king b1 has been played. So, all right, so interesting position to say the least. If you have anything, chat, that you'd like to see, any interesting games, we are here for you. And we see I see a lot of long castling in this Olympiad, and I never see long castling usually in over-the-board games. Is this a new hype, or is this just the way the games are going?
No, I don't think it's just the way the games are going. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of fashion. Short castle is busted, and long castling is the new thing. I don't know. Here again, we see a long castle, king in the center.
Oh,
I like
very
black
sharp
though.
line of the Sicilian. Here it really matters. Theory really matters because the line is very complicated. If you do something wrong, you may immediately lose the game. That's why you have to be very careful and very precise with your moves in the opening. But if you do know the theory, it should be okay for black.
All right, I don't know the theory. I'm gonna play queen a5. Did I lose?
Queen a5.
Because my idea is after king b1, I might play a knight c3 here. And if these trades comes in, maybe this rook can start helping as well. These are the kind of ideas.
But after queen a5, there's also bishop c4, developing one more piece and putting more pressure on the d5 and e6 squares.
Yeah.
So there may be some sacrifice in the nearest future.
Ooh. That's fun. I like that. So you can see for black that this is too slow. You cannot play a5, a4, b3. The usual approach doesn't work because your king isn't safe. You cannot castle because these are faster than these. So you're really, for black it's like an all-out kind of idea, which, I love. So what would you play here as black, Anna?
Maybe taking the knight on f4 because knight e6 is kind of the threat already.
I see. So knight takes f4, bishop takes f4, and now black. Ooh, I almost played this, but probably not the best one, chat. Which looks good. So, hey, with a double attack, why doesn't it work, Anne?
Maybe because of q1 or knight f5. I even prefer knight f5, so you can't take the bishop because then rook e1 is coming.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hate to
unpleasant.
To say the least, yeah.
And knight f5 is creating the threat of knight d6.
Yep, as well.
Maybe e5 is a bit over-optimistic.
Yeah, you need to really work on your defense. Bishop c5 played instead, so definitely I like it. It's a developing move. You're getting ready to castle, or in any case, maybe play king f8, which you also see in these kind of lines, which seems weird. But then you can really lock it down instead of the normal kind of position. Ooh, a quick knight to h5, g7 exposed. This is a fun game.
Yeah, White is going for some sacrifice. White will definitely sacrifice something in this game, just the matter when it happens. On the next move, on the next two moves. But it's coming.
It is coming. Maybe you want to prepare, so let's play a silly move. Maybe you want to prepare a bishop d3 so you can finally start sacrificing over here and take advantage of the light. I like sacrificing. I apologize. I just, I like getting it in there.
Good ideas.
Good ideas. All right, perfect. We'll look at these games for sure. We already have a draw, Belgium versus the Philippines. Let's see their standings real quick. Let's grab that here. Belgium was under the Philippines. Belgium had a rough first day, I believe. I think they lost the first two games. And now they won round 3 and round 4, so they're kind of come back into an upswing. So let's hope they will make it soon. My southern brothers, as you can say. We call Belgium South Holland here in Netherlands because they speak the same language as us. They lay under us, so it's a little bit of a political struggle, but we do love our Belgian brothers. We love you guys.
Good. Good that you have these country relations. Yeah, and I believe Belgium, if they keep on winning the matches, they still have chances to be in the top 3 and qualify to the top division. By the way, top 3 teams in each pool will qualify to the top division, as I understand the system. Did I understand it correctly?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me show out the cards. You can't see them because I'm not sharing my OBS, but you have to believe me when I talk about it. You just have to believe me. For the format, ladies and gentlemen. So a division, we're now in Division 2. There are 50 teams. 35 were already placed beforehand. 15 qualified from the previous division, so they were in the top 3. So as you could see, there are 5 pools with 10 teams. Let me break that as well. So here we go. We have 5 pools, 10 teams each, 50 in total. Makes sense, right, chat? All right, let's keep going. So the top 3 will go to the next division, which will be the top division. Now the top division, that's where the heavy guns are, like the heavy hitters. So this is the top division. We have countries like Russia, China, USA, Ukraine, India. Those are the top 5. And there are a lot of, like France is very strong, Armenia is very strong, Azerbaijan, obviously very strong. So that's where those will be headed. So the top 3, each pool, next division. And after this, we'll get the quarterfinals, preliminary finals, semifinals, finals, and then we will have our winner. I can breathe.
A long way to go, but yeah.
A long way to go. I think Thailand actually started from the base division, which is base, division 4, division 3 to top. So they started at base and they're now in division 2. So they won each division going up and up and up. So they are the success story. Unfortunately, if you look at the standings, they're probably getting halted right here. Thailand, Pool B, 0 match points, unfortunately. Haven't won a single game just yet. So that is a rough cookie, but we still believe. We still believe.
Yes, but it's a very tough competition for them. And of course, for them, I believe it's already quite an achievement to get to the Division 2 because they already had many serious rivals in the previous divisions. So
Absolutely.
I would rather say it's an achievement than, speaking that they didn't get so many points yet.
Yeah, exactly. Chat, we will have guests. Anish is playing. We'll probably get Jordan from Forest. But we do have guests lined up. So after each round, after each pool ends, after the pool phase, we try to get a guest in for a quick, nice interview. So don't you worry about that. And is he almost getting mated?
Close to. But no mate yet.
Not yet.
But the plan is there, yes.
There.
I believe it's a good position for White. Because White only sacrificed 1 exchange, but look at the skin in the center, and it's obvious Black will not castle soon. They may play Bishop d7, but still they can't castle alone. So it's just a bit unpleasant for Black. Maybe not only a bit, maybe quite unpleasant.
It's very, very unpleasant. But like you said, if we had 2 rooks, this would be a lot easier. We don't, however. So I'm trying to think of a plan how White would progress. So a lot of times, I don't know exactly how to progress in positions. This is one of them. So there's a free pawn here, but then I'm going to give my queen, some leeway to run away. So I'm not sure if that's the best move. How do you, in your GM kind of view, how do you pursue a win here? What do you play here as White? What's the strategy?
Yes, so we can take the pawn on e5 as you mentioned, but maybe it's not the best approach. I was thinking about queen d3, threatening the mate, also the move you mentioned. If bishop d7, then queen h7 is coming, but I am not sure about queen d7. Looks a bit strange, but maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I don't know. Yeah.
So
queen f3 or
I was looking at that. So this is undefended, so we need to at least make sure that this is defended. I'm offended. So maybe queen f3 would be okay, this is over. This is pretty good. So
but the queen also was on e2, so we can still play rook d8 in this very position.
Yeah, true. Absolutely true.
So, but maybe the queen on f3 it's just much better. Yeah, just look, because after queen d3, queen d7, I will just quickly show the difference. Queen c7, now we can play rook d8, and after queen takes d8, bishop d8, king d8, you can take the pawn on f7.
Sorry. There we go.
And and I've taken all these pawns on h5, e5, and so on. So the queen on f3 may be placed better than the queen on e2 in this particular one.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Obviously, chat. Come on. Keep up. So it's funny because there are some very annoying check ideas that we have here that we cannot fully execute just yet, but definitely something to keep in mind. Maybe the idea is just to get the queen over here.
Queen c4. What about this move? Look at this move. Look how cool this move is.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's not the best move, but it's a cool move.
It's a free queen. That's a free queen. Oh no! Hate to see it, chat. Hate to see it. I like queen c4 because I really want to get this check in. Well, maybe I'm just helping him with tempos, so maybe not the greatest idea. But it's I love sacrificing pieces when it's not my own game, so it's really easy to do so then. But I like the idea. I like how you think. Maybe so queen c4. What does black play here? Maybe just bishop d7. No, not bishop d7.
No, the queen should be protected some way. Maybe bishop. No, bishop
probably
b6.
Queen b6.
Queen b6. Maybe queen a4 winning on the spot.
Yeah, that's a no-go. You hate to see that.
Maybe bishop b6 or I don't know.
Yeah, what do you have? Probably bishop b6 is your only move here. All right, so we're making progress. Now maybe this doesn't do much. It's funny because you still cannot take. This is a mate. So the queen always has to defend the 8, so maybe you can exploit that, but it's difficult to see how exactly. So
maybe it's not bad. Knight c5, threatening queen a4, and black will not have bishop d7.
Yeah, I completely agree. So there has to be something here, but
maybe rook g4.
You cannot take this, obviously. Oh, maybe rook g4 is a good idea. Oh. It's getting out in there. You almost have mates. You almost have. So if this would happen, this almost works, but you still have king f8. Oh, it looks so good.
You're such a creative player.
It looks so good. I'm very good at blundering pieces. I agree. But
that queen e5 was played with the same idea.
Yes, we have queen e5. Oh, let's wait. This has actually happened. Oh, there was sacrifice. Yeah. Bishop b6. And now this is the position for white. Not easy. Not easy for white at all. Especially black has the bishop pair and the rook. If black manages to set things up, so get the bishop to c6 to defend everything. King to e7, bishop b6, get the rooks connected. It could be a problem for white, because white doesn't have a lot of pieces to break through.
Yeah, true. If black gets active, then it won't be easy. But at the moment, I think white is still better. Although I didn't like rook d8 so much. I think white could keep the bishop on f6 and keep, posing more problems. Anyway,
I agree.
What about the other games?
This one just ended. We have Germany taking a win, it seems. This is a nuisance to see, and unfortunate. This one was a draw. Let's see, we have some... so what's your favorite opening? Can I say that?
I can't say I have a favorite one, because on the top level you have played almost every opening, and almost every opening is quite okay, so yeah.
All right.
I don't know, with white I prefer to start with e4 and some open games. With black, depending on what white does.
All right, so she is a fan of the King's the King's Gambit, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see if we can find a game like that. I'm a big King's Indian fan, so because it gets wild. This is also wild. Let me start again by saying this is not 1,000 player. This is just the Chess.com rating. First time playing on Chess.com. We don't have the expert FIDE. And black in a very good position.
Black maybe in a very good position, but this bishop on g3 looks like a little bit trapped. So we have to find a way how to save it. Bishop h4 played. Also, I'd like to mention that the player with white pieces, he's not rated 2100, but he's actually an international master, and he's over 2400 for sure, maybe even closer to 2500. I'm not sure about that, but definitely his rating is higher than that. So queen f5 played, defended the h5 pawn, threatening rook h1, and now black has to come up with something so that not to lose this bishop, because if this bishop will be trapped, it's just game over.
So an idea here is not queen d7, because this will be very annoying. but maybe queen c8 instead. With the idea that everything is traded off, you're going to start attacking. You can actually defend it this way, and there's no way for the king to attack. It takes too long. And after, let's say, king here, I go back here, you attack. I can actually... Oh, no, I can't play that. I thought this one was undefended. Got a little too excited.
You could double the rooks playing king e7, rook h8, but still I prefer white because this bishop on h4 is it's a bit annoying. In case I played with black color,
yeah, absolutely.
I would be worried.
Yeah, it takes a long time to finally get the bishop out, and white can start annoying on b7, something like this, because they have all the space. So let's see what happens. Queen f5, queen a5. All right, going for the counter-offensive and trying to tickle on the back ring. So I think the knight c3, yep. And now we are... I really want the queens off the board in this position. But now we're here. Yeah, I like white. I agree. Let's see if we get some other games in, ladies and gentlemen. Some fun for the whole family. This one is mate. How about this one? You're a fan of endgames. Waiting for white?
Is it white to move? Yeah, maybe it's just knight g5, knight f7 is coming.
Oh.
Maybe there is some forced mate. Yeah, I think it's
is
a forced
it
mate.
h4 first?
No, knight f7, just make it by force. Yeah, take the f7 pawn, of king h5, then the queen g5.
Or queen g5 as well. This is also a mate. Oh, it's not a mate. You can take it. All right, this is it.
You can. If king h7, h8.
Yeah, no, this is over. Will we see a checkmate on the board? We do.
We do checkmate on the board.
I love seeing checkmate. I always love it when my opponents allow me to play the checkmate. You know, because if let's say I blunder big time, just a stupid or a mouse slip, and then I get checkmated, I just resign. I'm like, you're not getting that satisfaction. But if my opponent plays really well, I can respect the art, and I just let the checkmate go. This is not a checkmate.
I don't remember when it was the last time I checkmated in my own game, because, you know, on the top level it doesn't happen so often that players are playing until the very end. They prefer to resign a little bit earlier. Anyway, what about this game? White is a pawn up. But black has done some chances.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like the rook on a4. Just the entire gun, and you cannot... Actually, you can play b3. This is defended. The knights are in the center, but it's really difficult to see how we can achieve something. So for black, I would really love if we can get something like the knight here, and then if I could play two moves. Knight here, a knight here. I would play something like this. Stop this e-pawn from thrusting down the board.
You put white's rook on the most active place on b1. I really liked it.
Okay. I'm trying to show something here. I'm trying to show something. H4 instead. Time is something, chat. Time is definitely something. You don't want to hear this H4 kind of idea. And you only have 30 seconds, and that is not a lot when you're used, because 15-5 is really weird. You're used to, okay, I'm playing a classical game, but it's 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it feels like classical. When I play chess online, it's like 3 minutes or 1 minute. 50 minutes is, you know, just for I don't know. It feels weird. So we'll see how things turn out. Knight f4 here.
Oh, knight f4, knight f4. Knight f4 is good. Now after king f2, there are some tricks with knight d3.
Absolutely. So you cannot go here. So you have to go.
You have to go somewhere.
Pick a square. Any square.
No, this squares you can't go because you will lose the pawn on g3.
As well.
So maybe if you calculate what's happening after king f2, maybe knight d3 is not working. Maybe it does work. Knight d3, e takes d3. You could also trade on g3 before going. No, well, it's more or less the same. Yeah, knight d3, e takes d3. Let's say knight d3, king f1.
King f1, we're gonna go back. Now
rook one.
Yeah.
This is important. You take with the rook, and if the knight takes back, then we take the rook on c1. If rook takes back, then we take the bishop on c5.
Exactly. So this...
but before we could also take on g3 in the very beginning after king f2.
So king f2.
Actually this sacrifice works, yeah. And
let's
now
go here, here, and now it's all about what white's going to do. Take with the rook. We're going to take here, and there's no back rank kind of ideas. And if you take with the knight, we're going to take the rook, and we're going to be very happy. So probably we'll see the this kind of idea, and I would say black is slightly better, but not enough that I would say it's any winning chances.
I would say it's a draw. Just let's say king f2, knight b3, rook e8, king h7, rook. Oh no, king f2. Sorry, there was knight d3. I was missing it. So maybe yeah, and rook e8 first.
Yeah, just
rook
check.
e8, king h7, king f2.
Oh, king f2 now. You lose
f2,
this.
knight b3, and rook e7, getting 1 pawn back.
Exactly. So
it should, like a draw.
It should be good. All right, let's see what happens. Knight f4, king f1. All right, so giving up the g3 pawn, and I think black is very happy.
Black is very happy.
Yeah, happy lad. All right, we had some finishes as well. Hope chat is still feeling good, looking good, doing good. We're here. We're gonna be here all day, baby. Ooh.
Roland, did you hear that? Maybe we will be here for a whole day.
Hold on. I'm not saying on camera. You know, I'll just be hiding in the corner like I did. So we'll be good. We'll be good. This was the game with the d8 attack. Seems like white is still in a very commanding position. This seems very drawish. No, never mind. White's up 2 pawns. This should be a win.
Should be a win. Some technical problems where to move the bishop. But if
I think a5.
If no, there we don't go.
Please just lose the pawn. Because I need to stay on this deck. If you go here, then suddenly f2 is very weak.
Or rook a1 also. Maybe it's just a little bit unpleasant that black can chase the bishop, but I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. White gave 1 pawn, but now the pawn starts running and the king is closer to the center, so maybe yeah.
This should be a win. Yeah.
Just f.
Yeah, I think the idea is we're gonna run this all the way down the board. So we're gonna play e5, maybe a breakthrough in the center at some point. You know, take things slowly. And if the king gets too close, we're just gonna pick up this f7 pawn with our own king. So yeah, this is a good way to break down. This is a good way to break down. How would you win with white? And don't tell me the exact moves, but tell me the idea, the theme. How do you finish this?
Yeah, I liked your idea of creating one more post pawn. I mean, creating one more d pawn. So I believe this is the right way to win this game.
So we don't need to defend d4 that much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say we play f3. Let's say black takes. We could just play somewhere like a rook here, and we're going to promote, so that's not an issue. So yeah, this is what white does. We're going to create another passed pawn, and if this king tries to pick this one up, we're going to slide towards the f7 pawn, making sure.
No, we'll just check from the back rank.
Ah, the back rank, yes.
6 works.
Good point. If you take here, we have a check, and we can promote.
And if king d7, then rook f8, the way you wanted to do that.
Yes.
King
oh, that's also a good one. Yeah. Oh, happened on the board. Damn it. This is a known trick as well. You cannot do this because bye-bye, swai, as they would say in the Netherlands. All right. Let's see what else we got. We are closing out, ladies and gentlemen. I know, chat, you're going to miss me. I'm going to miss you as well, but Roland is way more qualified than me for this. This one is also... oh, this one looks janky. What's going on here?
Was that? White is definitely pricing. Maybe white is just winning because all black's pieces are somehow screwed.
Yeah. You can just take c5, right?
You just take everything. Maybe even queen c7 so that we can put the spin. Yeah, and attacking both of the pawns. Maybe you can also play h6 so that there is no counterplay with h6, even though it's not so, dangerous, but just in case.
No, I get that. But the problem with h6 is that you give the knight to g6 some room to do something like this. Maybe not now, obviously. You have to play king f8 first. So maybe h6 is the better way. But yeah, queen c7, like we said. Black is really stuck, cannot do anything. And I think after, let's say, h6 right now, you can even trade some stuff off. And even f5 is going to fall, so this should be...
I think Black will resign soon.
Yes.
What about the other games?
We have 3 games left. This is one of them.
3?
Yeah.
Down to 3 games?
I think that's...
another.
Oh, no. I'm a big fat liar.
How did you mean? We had only 3 games, now we have 10 or...
Oh my god, chat. It's a never-ending games. They just keep going. They keep coming. This one just ended.
Just trying, to bring more games so that you don't leave.
I know, yeah. This is all rigged, chat. This is all rigged. We're not gonna... You're never getting rid of me. These ones are... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. You see this, right, Anne? I'm not lying, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I see.
okay.
I see.
Ooh. King cut off. That's a big thing, right?
King cut off. The pawn on a6. Please pay attention to that. There may be some sacrifices on b6.
Ooh, I like
some
that.
idea for that.
Ooh, yes.
In a long future.
Okay, I want to show that real quick, even though it doesn't work. This is the idea, chat. In these pawn chains, it's very common that you get a sacrifice. Now, how does this work? Let's say it's white to move. I'm going to grab this one. Which works. And then I'm going to push this one.
Maybe trade rooks for that, yeah. And then
b6. Push this one. And then, boom. See this eval bar? Perfect play. So obviously, doesn't really work in this particular situation. But a lot of times, if you can sacrifice either c5 or b6 and start pushing this pawn, definitely something that white has the advantage over on black, because white is closer to promotion than black. All right.
Yeah, the idea was explained in a very...
the stupid way. All right, thank you. Anyway.
Anyway, but how to improve the position? Knight g4 and then some rook f2, rook f5.
Yeah, I like the idea. Because white had the idea of putting the knight on f5 at all times, but it doesn't really do anything on f5, unfortunately. So this idea is very good. Black defends it now. And after rook f2, let's say king g7, you don't even have this one to go on a 6 rate. So...
but just a second, hold on. But after rook f2, king g7, black doesn't have good moves. Let's say I just play rook f1. What do? If you move the knight, I come with the rook f5 and I win the e5 pawn. You can't move the rook. If you move the king, then maybe knight f6 or rook f6 or... Yeah. I mean, something is coming.
Yeah, there's a Zugzwang. Absolutely. Or maybe I can just play rook. Oh no!
I'll take the pawn. I'll take your pawn.
I cannot grab this, or she's screaming about pawns. Chat. She's so fast.
I know. You would like to pass, and
yes,
say,
pass.
Okay,
your turn.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
Good move. All right. Didn't see it on the board, unfortunately.
But if we don't do that, how can we win? I think we should do that.
I agree.
No, but I really like the knight on g4, not the knight on h4.
And it's an important one because Belgium against Philippines, it's 2.5 at the moment. It's their final game.
Oh,
so this
it's an important game, yeah?
It's a very important game. So...
No, bring the knight back to g4.
Yes, shout at it. It's gonna work.
Bring the knight to g4. Can you hear me?
I don't know. Maybe.
There is some progress.
Yeah, we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Great move. A good move. I really like it. Now king e6 must be played and then rook g7. He did it.
All right, now rook g7.
Rook g7, please.
King f6.
Rook g7. And rook h7, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Attaboy.
Good.
All right.
Knight f5. Take it. Take it.
Oh yeah, free pawn. What's up?
Take it.
Easy, chat. Easy. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it.
Oh my god.
No.
What a troll.
He's trying to go for an a7.
Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna win.
Both of them immediately.
Still gonna
He prefers, to make his opponent suffer.
I'm the kind of person, I like to make my opponent suffer. So when I play like Blitz for bullets and people don't give up, I just get like 6 queens and then mate them like that or something like that. Have some flair.
6. I think if you had an opportunity to make 8 queens, you would have made 8.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will when I can. So this one is kind of over. Let's look at the
Now
other
be
ones.
careful. Don't take on e7. Don't take on e7 because there is a check on h2. So, okay, good. Okay.
Oh my god, man. So the idea is here from, oh, if you take this one, I have a double check, haha, but like Anne pointed out very fast, and very loud in my ear, there's a check in between, and then thank you, even though white is
Yeah, maybe white is still winning, was taking the pawn
still
on
fine,
a7.
because a7 is gonna fall, but yeah.
Can you imagine how winning this position is if we blunder then exchange and he's still winning?
Yeah, it's still good. Alright, so I would say take a7 and bag and tag. Yep. Probably take.
Yep.
Can you play a rook here?
You can,
That looks
but you can simply take on h5 and play with
Yeah, that's true.
2 pawns up in the rook ending. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure where to put the rook. B7. Yeah, B7 seems fine. You get some checks, but you'll run out of it. So, all right. Good. We did not do that, unfortunately.
Rook d7. Take it.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we're gonna see a check. We're gonna stay in this game, chat. We're gonna. I actually enjoy Anna shouting that people. Okay, now take it. No,
Take it.
you
Okay,
take it.
a7
Yes.
will be played. I'm sure a7 will be
Rook
played. But
takes d7. Crying out. This works, right?
yeah, it works.
Okay.
A7 and rook h8, and then you take on. Ah, you prefer this way.
I prefer
Okay.
that way. Absolutely. Okay, now play a7. Come on. Man, they
Oh.
really like to tease us. We're getting teased, chat.
A7.
We're really getting teased here. All right, there we go. Attaboy. Woo! Laurent.
Okay, now please no king h4 because there is perpetual check. No king h4.
King h4,
Yes.
there's a perp.
No king f4 because it's a mate.
King f4, you cannot do anything.
King h3. Okay, king g2.
Just run. Just run this side.
Oh,
Run for the hills.
a long game.
I can just see this one becoming a draw anyway. Be kind of funny. All right.
You are cruel.
Now it's over. Go home, chat. It's over. We done it. Oh no, we have like
There's one more game, yeah?
10
One
more
more game.
hours. Yes, we have this
Alright.
one. A nice, good
Oh.
old pawn ending.
It's a draw, yes. I think it's a draw.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because you cannot hide with the king behind this pawn. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, I just keep the rook there. If you come on e2, it doesn't make any difference. If you come to c file, then I'll start the checks.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So looking at the relation bar, computer says it's much better for black, but I believe it's just a draw.
Yeah, it's difficult. So let's say a check here and we go back here. How do we... Because we have to sacrifice this pawn at some point to make some progress. Because you need to get your rook active.
Please sacrifice it.
No, it's probably a draw, chat. I don't see any way to make any progress, unfortunately. Maybe no.
Yeah, go back to b8, b7, somewhere there.
You could almost
Please.
take it, but not really. No, we're just gonna keep checking. Yeah.
Don't take it now. Don't take it.
I said almost. I said almost. It's almost a free pawn. You know, I see a pawn. You know, I start shaking, Anne. I start shaking. I want that pawn.
Don't.
All right, this is seems to be over. It's the last game, if I'm correct, which I'm always chat. Vicky is always correct. All right. So, chat. After this, we're gonna have Roland back. Don't you worry. I'll make my leave again, but I'll still be in thoughts and prayers and producing the show. This is going to be a draw. Was it fun, Anna? Was I a worthy replacement?
It was, that was a lot of fun. I really liked it. Please join the shows more often. I believe the chat liked your appearance. So yeah, just do it.
Thank you for your praise, chat. Thank you for your praise. And we're going to get Roland back after this. Let's see how this is going. The results are in, except for this game. Turkmenistan against Australia. But Australia already won, so that's not really an issue. Germany winning 5-1. Who would have thought, chat? Who would have thought? Belarus, Indonesia winning. They're also on a good streak. Belgium, Philippines. Belgium won. That one game, we realized the Belgian boys. So they're on uptick. Australia won and Bulgaria 6-0. I want to see Bulgaria, Germany. When is that? When is that, chat? I don't know if I have the...
Chat doesn't want you to leave. Chat wants...
Well, you know, chat, you know, tough luck, chat. Tough luck. Hold on. I want to see the next round. This is... Yeah, it's this one. The next round will be Germany, Belarus. Oh, I thought Germany, Bulgaria. So close, chat. So close. It's gonna be next one. It's round 9. I've been told.
It's really a top match.
Wow, that will be a top match. Absolutely. All right, chat. Let's finish this game. It's a complete draw, but you know they're just gonna battle it out. Even though Australia already has the win, so I'm not sure why they, they just want me to stay longer. That's just what it is.
Okay, let's wait for this game to finish.
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna talk.
I believe this game will be ended soon.
I'm sticking here for the next 6 minutes anyhow, so chat, you're stuck with me.
E3, just a second. But what if white takes this pawn and then white is kind of starting to play for a win? What about that?
I like it. Yeah, just keep her coming.
Move the pawn. Well, it's still a draw, but let's try.
Yeah, this obviously doesn't work at all. This is like the worst kind of draw you can get. With like a pawn on the side.
It's not so easy, to be honest, because the king is cut.
Yeah, the king is cut off.
And now, to be honest, after e5.
So you were.
But e5, how to save this game?
I don't understand. What is black doing?
Rook g4. I really like this game.
What is black doing?
Rook e4 and king f3. White won the game, no?
Why? I mean, why would you?
No, but why there? Why not rook e3?
Why would you go to this position?
No, g5, come on.
She sacrificed 2 pawns to get into a losing position when it was. I don't know.
But rook g5 was a big mistake, in my opinion.
You hate to see it, chat.
Now it's a draw.
You hate to see it. Yep. Now this is the king is cut off. Yeah, gonna. Oh, I thought we're gonna keep in the spirit. We're gonna play something like this. Keep the pawns on the board. But she does take this one, and this is a good old game over, chat. You hate to see it. We're gonna play this one out as well. Wow, these ladies really
till the very end.
They like the
till
spotlight.
The stalemate.
Well, you never know. You never know. This is a good opposition kind of technique to explain. King g7, go here. So in this position, you want to go here. So this is a good example, chat. If it's right. Okay, there you go. There you go. And it's mate. Thank you. Stalemate. And move on. Play king g5.
Thanks for watching.
Play king g5. Oh, lucky. All right, chat. Those were the games. Let's have a quick look at the standings right here. Bulgaria is first, not Germany. But Germany has 21.5 points. Bulgaria has 23 points after 5 rounds. 23 board points out of 25 board points.
Not bad.
Not bad. What? They're legends. The whole pool is terrified of them. They're terrified, chat. All right, Australia, Germany, and Bulgaria are the top 3. They seem to have a good chance, but Indonesia, Philippines, Belgium are in the race. The rest, Belarus, Turkmenistan, Bangladesh, and Kyrgyzstan, probably not doing that well. Let's look at the round 3 we're gonna have after this. Without me, chat. I apologize. Kyrgyzstan against Bangladesh. Turkmenistan against Bulgaria. Bulgaria will have a field day probably. Philippines, Australia. That's a big match. Indonesia, Belgium. Also a big match. And Germany, Belarus. So we have some things to look forward to.
Sure. So we are going for a short break and we will be back very soon, coming with an interview. Yes? Surprising interview.
After this one, I believe. After round
after
3, this is round
Sorry.
2. So we'll get a surprise interview. It will be me. We're going to interview me, chat. What are you going to say? Because the people want me to know. Chat, thank you guys so much for your support, and thank you for being such a lovely host towards me. Really appreciate it. We'll be back soon with round 3 of the Division 2 Day 2 Olympiad. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
were some problems with my internet, and they are all solved now, as far as I can tell. So yeah, and of course, thank you for Wouter Big for being such a great replacement. Actually, you did a great job. I was watching actually on the channel myself. I actually was actually thinking, because you two were having a lot of fun together, like just to grab some popcorn, and just enjoy myself while I was just trying to fix everything. Well, everything was fixed. I had some time to watch the stream. That's what happened. And now I'm back. So yeah, how are you feeling, Anna? Did you have fun with Wouter?
It was a lot of fun with Walter, but I am also glad you managed to fix all your problems, and glad you are back. So we are about to start a new game, but before we go into that, maybe let's talk a bit about the standings and about the results of the previous round.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So as you can see, Bulgaria, Germany, and Australia doing very well at the moment. But Indonesia, Philippines, and Belgium still big in the race. I mean, there are still 6 teams who are doing very well, as you guys can see. And actually, we've got some nice matches going on in the next round. As you can see, we've got Philippines versus Australia. That is a match to follow. And we've got, Indonesia versus Belgium. These 2 matches are very important for the race in the top 3 spots. So what are you looking forward to, Anna?
I can only add that Germany will have an important match versus Belarus, and Bulgaria will have an important match versus Turkmenistan. They are the favorites. I mean, Germany and Bulgaria, but any match is easy, so you have to fight until the very end because each point is very important.
Of course, yeah. That's every game is of course very important. Yeah. We've got a lot of chess ahead of us, everybody. Of course, this is only the beginning of today. Later today, we will also cover all the other pools. And actually, while round 6 of Pool A is starting, we are also going to see Pool B starting with their round 4 today. That will be played at the same time, but Pool A is actually the one that we are going to focus for. But let's take a look at Pool B, perhaps, if we can find the round 4 matches there, so that you can see what will happen in that pool. So, for example, Greece versus Latvia, Moldova versus Israel, IPCA, Austria, Singapore, Thailand, and Romania, Slovakia. So, yeah, big matches there as well. We will give you updates on the standings and the results, but like we said, we will focus on Pool A, round 6, and the games have already started. So let's see if I can find some of the games that are of the critical matches. So let's see. For example, we've got Australia versus the Philippines right here.
We will be staying here for the whole day, and we will try to embrace all the matches and cover all the games. So let's start with this round.
Yep.
Anton Smirnov is playing his second game in a row. He missed the first game, but he did play the second one, and now he's also in the third round for today. He's playing versus Mark Paragua. They are both strong grandmasters. Anton Smirnov is rated over 2600, while Mark Paragua is rated over 2500, I believe, in FIDE ratings.
Yeah, I believe so too. So yeah, with that, we've got our point illustrated. The ratings that you see next to the names are not their official ratings, but those are the Chess.com ratings. So keep that in mind. These are not, of course, Mark Paragua does not have a rating of 2365. He is much stronger than that. Right, yeah, so we are basically in the opening phase. I'm trying to find, okay, we've got some action actually on this board. Do you recognize the structure?
I think I have some idea, and I did check the score sheet, but I am not sure Black played it in the best way. They started with the Scandinavian, the line which I played a couple of times myself. Bishop g6 played, and now c4. White is keeping the pawn on d5, but Black is trying to get some counterplay with e6, and white didn't take the e6 pawn, and I think it's important moment. The idea is that after d takes e6, white black doesn't take f takes e6, but they play bishop b4, knight c6, and they are trying to use the advantage in the development. Maybe short castle, maybe knight c6, maybe also queen e7 is a possible option. So black did sacrifice 2 pawns in order to keep white's king in the center, in order to have a better development, and in order to start the attack first.
Yeah,
That's the idea of the line. But d takes e6 was not played, and I believe knight c6, knight c3 is actually a better move in this position. The idea is that if black takes the pawn on d5 now, after knight c3, then white plays g5, and they take the d5 pawn after that. I wouldn't say it's so clear because, okay, white is a pawn up, but to look at white's development, look at the skin in the very center of the board, I do believe black has a compensation. Maybe, you know, according to the relation, white is better, but it's far from clear.
Yeah, black has already got a few pieces out and development will be very smooth here. I didn't know about this variation at all, by the way. This knight f6 line is a tricky one, though. Did you play it in over the board games or did you play it also more on online games? Or when did you play this opening?
I don't play online often, so most of the time when I tried this line, it was over the board, and sometimes it worked very well for black.
Okay, yeah, you could really go wrong in games like this, yeah, from the white side. So yeah, if I didn't know knight c3, then probably I would take on e6, and after bishop b4, it would be totally, yeah, busted in 10 moves after this, I believe. So
Maybe not in 10, maybe in 15. But
maybe in 5, who knows, right? Maybe c5 at some point, f takes e6. Yeah,
yeah,
it's such a
let's see.
dangerous line, actually. I would never play f3 here. Well, you can. I think I would have played knight f3 here. I think that's a Carlsen move. I'm not 100% sure.
That's exactly what Hoyi Fan did against me, but I won a very nice game with black some years ago. After queen d5, then after c4 or knight c3, I went with the queen to h5. Then I played knight c6, long castle, e5, and it was like a very nice game. Viewers may check it in the database if they are interested.
Definitely a game to check, everybody. It's mating attacks like these are always a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I think that Scandinavian in general is a bit of an underrated opening, don't you think? It's you don't see it very often at top level anymore, but I think that practically it still has got a lot of worth, especially on club level, don't you think?
I think we don't see the line with knight f6 so often, but d takes d5, queen takes d5 is seen more frequently, and even Carlsen played it with black. So yeah, I would say this kind of opening. Well, black. White should get advantage in this opening, but if it comes as a surprise, it's not so easy to recall all the lines and to find the best way over the board is a really difficult task.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody, well, most of the analysis go out to the one e5 moves or the one c5 Sicilians. So yeah, if you surprise them with a move like d5, then you can get a very good opening stage indeed. Okay, so but enough about this game. Let's move on to the next one. And we've got here, I think, board 3 of Australia versus the Philippines. Well, this looks exciting. I don't, oh no, this not, wait. I just counted and it seems the white is actually a piece down.
It was very exciting. Yeah, let's say we had a knight on f3. This would have been very interesting attacking game, but how did white lose the piece? Could we go?
Let's take a look. So it was a bishop b5 opening.
Bishop b5 opening, one of my favorite lines, in fact. But how to lose the piece there?
Okay, let's take. Oh,
well, knight f3. It's not the best way.
It was. I think it was a mouse slip. She played knight d4 here.
But maybe she didn't play knight f3. Maybe it was two mouse slips, in fact.
It seems like it, yeah, or one or two at least, yeah.
Or maybe there was some problem with the connection, so that she tried, you know, some moves, and then knight f3, knight d4 was, yeah, because it's not normal.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the internet
The
connections, by the way, you can see here on the top next to the names. So far, so good. I think it really was just a mouse slip. It's so unfortunate when that happens, but it's also part of the game, of course. Yeah, you need to keep your motor skills right at bay there. All right, so yeah, this game looks then less interesting than I thought. Let's take a look at another game then. So we've got here board 4, I believe. You
This looks
recognize it?
like very good for white. White has already finished the development. Also, e5 is coming. Knight e4.
Targeting the black squares in black's camp. Knight bd7, good move. I like it. And then probably bishop b7. But if white plays a move like rook fd1 or rook ac1, I think white is also very comfortable. Or, yeah, do you think e5 is the way to go? And after, let's say, knight d5, would you play a move like bishop h6, or would you rather take on e7?
I'd rather trade the bishops, maybe. But I think e5 is a bit premature because the knight gets this nice square on d5, and also after we trade the bishops, then the knight may jump to f4. So I'm not sure about e5 right in this position.
Okay, so what would be a good alternative here?
Some knight c4 ideas are possible, or rook d1, the move you mentioned, or knight b3. Knight is also quite often going in this direction. What else? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of alternatives. Yeah, basically just try to improve your pieces. Moves like rook fd1 or rook ac1 looks very natural. And at some point, at a later stage, maybe crush your opponent or try to with a move like e5. Yeah, I don't see any mating ideas here. I wanted to maybe try and play bishop h6 at some point, but I don't see exactly how we can make use of the rook being pushed to e8. So, but yeah, this is looking good for Julia. Just scooting over to another game. Let's see, we've got here Koy Bokarov versus Daniel Kizon. I think this is the junior board, so this is board 5 in the match. Yeah, this is a position that we can talk about for a long time, I think. Yeah, with all the positional ideas that we've got here. Okay, c4 is interesting though. Do you think this is a good move?
I think I wouldn't have played that because I would prefer to keep this square for the knight. What I meant is that there was a plan of coming, knight d2, knight c4.
Yep.
So I'm not sure about c4, but this was played.
Yeah. So yeah, white does have a little bit more space, especially in the center, but black has more space. Well, on the queen side a little bit, white has the a file. Perhaps black can try to contest that, for example, with bishop d7 and rook a8. Yeah, I think it's more or less, yeah, it's a very raw position and nothing is decided here who's better and why. I think I would pick white because this bishop has potential to get out of the chain, while this bishop is still stuck on f8 and white's got the a file. But yeah, there's nothing, no real breaks going on at the moment for white. So yeah, it's just a stable position. This could take a while, so let's move on to the next one. Okay.
But with b3, all your ideas are gone. To be honest, I also prefer bishop a4 idea because after we trade the light squared bishops, we can get the f5 square for a knight. Or one more typical idea for white is playing knight h2 followed by knight g4. Something of this kind, yeah. But b3, c4 and b3 I don't like so much.
Yeah, I agree there. But okay, it's a long road still for these two players. So let's move on. The last board of this match, Philippines versus Australia. Looks like a banco, but I lost a bet because I said that too early at some point. So let me check if this actually was a banco, just for good measure. I think I think I have to. Sorry, yeah.
You are right. It was a banco, yeah.
Seems like it. Yeah, I owe Big, I think, a bottle of wine because I thought that an opening was a banker, but it turned out to be King's Indian. So,
Oh my God.
Yeah. He was very smart. He knew exactly what it was because he was having on chess.com. You see what kind of opening it is when you have a game open, And he was
Ah,
just he was
I
just
didn't
like,
know
oh,
about
this
that.
king's Indian. I can trick Roland like this, and I fell for it with heads down. So yeah, yep. So I owe some people a bottle of wines right now, but okay. Here you go. Is this a better version for White of the Banco, though? I mean, like, is this a good version of the Banco, or do you think that I don't know much about the Banco, to be honest. I was considering to play against it, but it's been studied pretty heavily already. What do you think? Is this an opening success for White, or what? Have you played the Banco?
I did play Banco as black when I was a kid, and it was very good opening because you have an easy plan. You sacrifice the pawns, then you place your rooks. Okay, one rook is already playing on a8 without making a single move. The other rook you place on b8, and all these ideas, all these tricks over these two files, A and B. But speaking about this position, I think White has a good position, and it's a good version for White. Because the knight on b5 is very strong. It's also covering all the b file, all the ideas over it. After bishop a6, please pay attention to the move rook a3, which was played in the game. It's a typical rook move in this opening. The idea is that White is trying to get rid of all the sacrifice on b5 in advance, because sometimes there may be some sacrifices like queen a5, rook b8, and then actually bishop b5 and rook b5 is a threat, or queen b6. Yeah, let's just make some moves, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe
and
to
now,
show it.
yeah, now it's hanging. So rook a3 was played in advance, not allowing all these ideas.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point you make there. So I was also wondering, like, if White has a good version of the Banco, then where exactly did Black go wrong? So in this position, let's just move on from the opening and say, like, can you tell me where you think Black went wrong in this game? So we've got here g6, e4, d6 takes bishop g7. Knight
To be
c3.
honest, I believe that if White starts with queen c2, first move, if White doesn't take the pawn immediately, maybe it's better for Black to take the pawn on c4 right now, or after some time, or after g6 and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
d6.
like in the game. So g6, e4, and now take on c4. Yeah, because in the position that we've got on the board at the moment, White has got a very good stable position on the queen side, and that is not what you like. So in this game, maybe it's better not to sacrifice the pawn, but to take on c4. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, maybe this is where Black then went wrong. Maybe Fiori is here saying that Black is more or less okay. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, this could be the start of the problems for Black. Yeah.
Yeah, the main theory is that White takes on b5 immediately, but in case White takes on b5 immediately, then a6 is played, and comparing to the game, White can't go with e4, so they can't actually occupy the center and develop the f1 bishop to e2, so they can develop it to d2 or some other squares. But yeah, for
Yeah.
making it to e4, White needs some move like knight c3. Knight c3 is met by a takes b5. So, but if you take b takes e6, then the bishop is coming to a6, and now it's the problem again to move e4. In case White wants to do that, they have to play knight c3 and e4, but then they are left without the castle. So yeah, after trading the bishops
Yeah.
on f1.
So let's
So there are
say,
some differences.
yeah. So the point is that the bishop could not go to e2, and in this case, White also is struggling to continue development. While in the game, White has a very natural development and a stable position on the queen side. Black is not fast enough to get some counterplay like in this opening. All right. So yeah, thank you for the clarification there. That was also very educational for me. I have no idea. I have no idea how to play the banco. So
Now
thank
you
you.
have some idea.
Now I have some idea. Now I'm gonna play this next time in the Belgian competition or something. So yeah, I've got some ideas. I'm gonna play the banco later on. All right. So
Let's
knight
go
b6.
with the games.
Rook on b3. This is interesting. This is an interesting construction, though. Knight b6 attacking this pawn. I'm
But
not
it
really
can't be
sure.
taken.
Yeah, this looks like a very, yeah, unbalanced position, I say. a5 looks normal, but this pawn might become very weak, and now white is losing the stable position of the knight on b5. So I'm not sure if a5 was such a good move.
Maybe when black can take bishop b5 and then take this pawn.
Take here, and then rook takes a5, perhaps. Yeah, that would win a pawn already, indeed. Yeah, not looking that great, this move a5. What would you have played instead, perhaps? Maybe.
What about simplifying the position with knight takes c7? Because too many pieces are hanging. Let's try to make it easier.
Maybe just take everything.
Maybe just knight b5 now.
Yeah.
If bishop takes b5, bishop takes b5, knight a4 is not possible because of
That's
bishop
a nice trick.
a4, rook a4, rook b8. So I am more or less awake, as you can see.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, okay, knight b5, this looks good. And if the queen moves away, for example, to d8, then you can play something like rook a3 and everything is under control, yeah?
All right.
Yeah. All right, so a5 played, and after knight d7 played, though, I would have taken the pawn, but still the pawn would be kind of weak, and after bishop d2, well, the pawn is not weak anymore, we can say, but I don't know. It looks less stable now for white. I don't like this a5 move in general.
Yeah, this construction is actually very good. a4 and the piece on b5.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a nice combination.
Right.
Something pushes me away from playing a5. While, yeah, keeping the pawn on a4 looks more appealing.
Yeah, the pawns cannot move back, unfortunately. That's sometimes the best move you could play if that was allowed. Let's see. So this was actually, yep.
Some other games?
Yeah, I was going to say that. So we've got Australia versus Philippines. We've checked every game. I'm trying to think now, maybe we can find Indonesia, Belgium. That's an important match as well. So here you go.
Yes.
Board one. Not much going on.
Susanna Magaranto versus Bart Michels. Both are grandmasters, and yeah, it looks more or less equal.
Yeah, I think so too. I like black a little bit better because the pawn structure, these pawns are a bit more stable than these two pawns on a4 and d4.
It's like black has 2 islands while white has 3. So yeah, I agree that black's pawn structure is a bit better.
Exactly, versus 3 on the kings on the white side here. Yeah, I mean, it's a very positional position. I'm not 100% sure how to play this though with black. For example, with white, you could now play a move like queen b3, trying to attack maybe the queen side a little bit. Actually, what happens after queen b3? I mean, the knight has to... Oh, wait.
There are some ideas with rook e4.
Yeah, this was a test. Very good. You. Yeah, knight d2, and now you lose. Actually, the queen cannot even protect the e4 rook, so this is just...
It was a good morning test.
Good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You succeeded. You're amazing. Let's see. So queen b3 doesn't work.
Queen c2 also faces some problems with knight a3.
Yeah.
Another good morning test.
Yeah, that was one for me. So queen c1 perhaps then?
Queen c1, yeah. Maybe queen c1, because it's not only taking the knight on c4, but it has the idea of bringing the queen to g5 and maybe, threat something on that side.
Yeah, maybe with knight g3 or knight, I don't know. Knight g3 can be taken off the board. Queen. I like black still a lot. I don't know. It's hard for me to see any active plan for white. Okay, the knight has to move. I think it has to move to a5. I don't see
Move
any
it.
elsewhere. But
Well,
this looks
what
really bad.
about queen g5?
Now queen g5, perhaps. Actually, you've got some ideas here, but
Maybe you have bishop e7. So
yeah, just bishop b7 doesn't look like a big deal. Pawn is hanging. Trading off would not be. Now this looks good for black, actually. I was wondering, maybe we have something better after knight a5. Maybe we have something here.
some ideas with the queen b2, attacking the
Yeah.
pawn on b6, and threatening d5. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was also thinking about making use of this. Yeah, so queen b2, very good move. Yeah, this looks scary. Queen c1 might be a very good move in the position. Let's see if that happened on the board. Knight e1.
Wow.
Okay, that's a move I did not expect. I think the knight's gonna run to f3, maybe to protect d4 in a more stable fashion. But it's very passive, yeah?
I really like queen c1. And knight e1, well, it's positional move, but queen c1 was better in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree there, totally. Well, actually, after queen c1, I was thinking maybe we have bishop h2, king h1, and rook takes d4. Does that work?
Good question. It's
Well,
not so clear because the bishop on h2 is not safe. Queen c3, another question. c5. What about knight e takes c5? No, another one. Attacking both of the rooks.
Wow, that's a neat trick. If you take here, the rook on e8 will fall, and if you take here, the rook on d4 will fall. Oh boy, this looks really complicated. Looks good for white though. I don't see. Maybe rook e8 is a saving maneuver. Nah, but then you've got knight b3 attacking the rook.
It's not so easy.
Maybe it's rook e8 though. With the idea that after knight b3, you still have got maybe knight a3 attacking attacking the queen. I'm sorry, I'm having fun. This is such a weird maneuver, like knight a3 in response. I don't know. It's very complicated, yeah. But I think queen c1 would have been better in any case. Knight e1 looks a bit too passive, but yeah, still white is very stable. Black tries to exchange.
Yeah, that makes sense because the knight on c4 was unstable, and the knight on f3 is actually a good knight because it's protecting well the d4 pawn. So it makes sense to play knight e5.
Yeah, we've got some results, by the way. And of course, we keep the, already. So let's take a look. We've got, Turkmenistan versus Bulgaria. This was a beatdown, I suppose, with queen takes f6 as the last move. Yeah, okay, it cannot be taken back because the rook is pinning the king. So that's a free piece. Let's see how this occurred. So yeah, just a blunder, just giving up a piece here, and what black immediately resigned. So yeah, victory for Bulgaria there. And then we've got this one over here. We've got Indonesia playing against Belgium, and yeah, this looks over like this looks like a mating attack that cannot be avoided for black. So good result, 94, queen d5, queen c3. Yeah, not much black can do about that, unfortunately. All right, no results otherwise. Well, we've got one more, and that's this one. Daniel Friedman wins this game against Vyacheslav Zarubitsky from Belarus. And
what happened to the queen?
Yeah, what happened to the queen here, right? Oh, wow.
Wow. It was this complicated line of Petrov, and then some sacrifices from both sides.
Let's take a quick look at how this occurred. f5, rook e1, 93, bishop takes h2. Oh, that's a nice move.
Cool.
King takes. Okay, the idea of king takes is knight takes f2. And black is going to get a lot of compensation for the piece here. The king is exposed, and yeah, looking very good for black. So white decided to play king f1. Let me put
But
that
this
on
was
the board.
even worse,
I'm sorry?
I believe.
Yeah, and after bishop f4, black is just full pawn up, no problems whatsoever. Knight takes d5, nice try, but after taking, I think that after rook takes, you can simply take the knight. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what knight takes d5 was there.
I don't know. It was like out of the frying pan into the fire, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree so too. All right, so bishop takes c1, and the game continued like this. So bishop c4, and now knight d2, winning another piece, but the white decided to give up the queen instead. And yeah, the rest is not really interesting anymore. So good game by Daniel Friedman. And actually, let's take a look at this match a little bit as well. So here we've got board one of Vladislav Kovalev versus Dennis Wagner, two very strong grandmasters from Germany and Belarus. What's going on here?
I see white is in a deep time trouble. They are down only they are down to 16 seconds. Wow.
Yeah.
Black's time management is much better. They have more than 5 minutes. While their black's position is also a bit better. I
Yeah,
think.
you like black's position? I was thinking I would like white's position because of the H file and maybe some tricks over there. But on the other hand, I don't really see a way to break through. And if this knight ever comes to e5, then black should be in the money more or less. So, but how to proceed here? So, how to proceed?
Okay, king f1 was the last move.
Yeah.
That's a prophylactical move against queen g3.
Mhm.
Maybe black can try something like king g7. There's also some prophylactical move for the future.
Just king g7 to try and protect the g6 knight. And then at some point, maybe even something like knight h4, knight f5 or something.
Yeah,
Or
something like this.
h6, knight e5 perhaps. It's not that much though. I'm struggling to find a clear plan for black here actually. So king g7 looks like a good move. Oh,
But it's even more difficult to find a clear plan for white. Maybe
that's a
not.
good point. I think maybe taking maybe this f pawn should become a target at some point. Maybe g4 and rook h5, stuff like that. Because if you play g4, then f takes g3 is not possible because of bishop takes g5. So I don't know, but g4 is very
Maybe some
weak.
sacrifices on g4. So
Yeah, for example, so let's say king g7, g4.
and if I take on g4,
Yeah,
let's
taking
take it.
g4.
It's not our piece.
g1 perhaps, I don't know.
Rook g1, bishop h3. So
Looks very, very, very dangerous. But I do have bishop e4, but then f3 ideas. Yeah, I would not play g4 that quickly, but it's a way to play for a win because you can play rook h5, bishop f5, try to put some pressure on f4. Yeah, this is not good, of course, because of bishop e5. That was a mouse slip, by the way, but yeah. Yeah, very
I see
interesting
in the
position.
chat that people say Indonesia on board 6, there is some crazy game.
All right, let me see if I can find that. All right, so nope. Let's see. Indonesia versus.
Indonesia versus Belgium.
Belgium. All right, let me take a look. Philippines, Australia, Indonesia. Okay, there you go. The sixth board, I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the sixth board. Oh, we've got a poisoned rook moment here, and there's nothing black can do.
Wow.
That's actually really nice. Yeah, you don't see those rooks very often.
Yeah.
So thank you for that shout out in the chat. Yeah.
Chat. Thank you so much. It was a really white rook animation pointed by Davita. Thank you. Thanks for your
Awesome.
suggestion toward this game. Any other games you find interesting, just please leave your comment in the chat and we will try to cover these games.
Yeah, we will try to cover those games. Yeah. All right, here we go. Nope. This one looks crazy. I don't know. What do you think? Is this over already? Rook f4. Okay, black is actually a full piece. It looks so nice, but then you realize that the material is definitely not the same. So yeah. Okay. Question: would you take on e4 now? Wait, what?
Queen h8.
Wait, what? This is supposed to be bad for some reason. What about
Bishop d5 and bishop c6.
yeah, rook takes d4. You could also take here, but let's say you take here. The idea is that you have a check and then you can take here, but bishop d7. Maybe it's bishop takes c6 now, actually.
But it's a bit unclear. Maybe there is something better.
This is so weird. Does white really have a good shot here somehow? You could take here maybe, but
Let's try to take it.
okay. Let's say I take with
f4.
knight. Move the queen somewhere.
Queen g4, then bishop e4, so this doesn't work.
No,
maybe we shouldn't
move
move
the actually is mate in 2 after rook h1.
It's mate in 2. I thought bishop e4 was the same idea, mate in
Yeah, it's
on
this one was the move I also saw first.
But rook h1 is more direct. I agree.
Then there must be something really crazy in this position. Maybe you have to sacrifice.
Maybe bishop c4, yeah.
Bishop knight takes
g2. We can we can first take on b7 with a check also.
Yeah, king c7 and now bishop takes g2. And
this rook c4 with 7 ideas.
Yeah, this looks over. This looks over, I think. Yeah, it's really crazy. So white blundered big time there. Let's see what happened. So g takes f4 played, knight takes f4, bishop takes c6.
Oh.
This is on the board. Oh, wait, what?
This was the move that computer didn't like, but maybe just rook a7. Wasn't it easier? Rook a7, threatening rook a8.
Yeah, and with the idea that if you take here, then you've got rook a8 winning the queen. That looks pretty good. What else? Yeah, all right. So yeah, rook dd7. I think it's not good because you have queen takes e5, protecting every check over here. So then queen e1 perhaps at some point.
Sure.
Let's see if that happened. You've got queen takes e5. Oh no, this rook d.
But now just queen c7.
Takes, king takes, and now suddenly it's black who has an easy win. So
it was black to win, then white to win, then black to win.
Yeah, what a crazy
Ultimately, black won this game.
Yeah, so the results are dropping in. As you can see on the left, the results are being updated as we speak. And yeah, I only see about 9 games left of this, of everything. Let me see if we can find something interesting still.
And we have Grandmaster John Ludwig Hammer in the chat. Please welcome.
Here.
He will be helping us during some time. And yeah, we are glad to have you in the chat.
Yes, welcome, John. I hope you are enjoying the show as well, obviously. Yeah, okay, I got here a position on the board. We've got king f7. This is another interesting rook endings. Rook ending. Do you think white has any shot to win here?
I think it's very difficult to win this endgame because the rook will be passive. In order to defend the a4 pawn, you have to keep the rook on c4. But with the rook on c4, white can't move the c pawn. So I think black has very good chances to make a draw here.
Yeah, exactly. I think so too. Time trouble is starting to get in there, both under the 30 seconds. King g6, very passive.
King g6, so why not king e6?
Yeah, why not move the king over here so that you can try and capture the rook on c4. King h6. I think black is playing this very passively. Maybe it's all right, but white does have more chances like this, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, black is playing with fire, I think.
f3 on the board, maybe with the idea to play king d3 to move the king over to that side.
Also, the rook can go to e4 now. Or maybe just h5 and king d3, king c2, king b3.
Yeah, and then maybe start moving the pawns up the board. Okay. And let's see. So king d5, white is making a lot of progress. Okay, but actually, everybody, my producer, actually my replacement host, Mr. Big, is actually saying that we've got a nice surprise for everybody, and we've got some interview actually for you guys. So we're going on a short break, and after the break, we will be here with a special guest. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in very shortly.
See you very, very soon with a nice surprise.
And welcome back, everybody. And like we said, we have a special guest for you, Antoaneta Stefanova, playing for the Bulgarian team. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for coming online with us for a few minutes. So yeah, how are you feeling? And of course, congratulations with the match.
Well, thank you. It's exciting to be playing with the national team again. Even though, okay, it's very different feeling when you are playing online than to play live chess. But okay, it's still nice to see all the girls and trying to play some decent chess.
And not only the girls, but personally for me, I mean, I am so glad to see you finally. We have played so many games with you. We will play now, but yeah, good old times. I'd just like to mention that Antoaneta Stefanova is the former world champion and the former European champion, so she's a very strong player representing Bulgaria. What do you think about the chances for your team to qualify to the top division?
Well, so far we are doing very well. We won all our matches. I don't know exactly what's going on with the current match because I just finished my game, but I hope we are going to win as well. And then tomorrow we have 3 very tough matches with Germany and Indonesia. And well, I mean, we are fighting, of course.
Eti, sorry to interrupt you, but I have good news for you. You're already leading 4-1, so that means you already won the match. Don't
okay.
worry about it.
That's great. So it means we won the first 6 matches.
Wow,
so tomorrow, I mean, unless we lose all 3, I guess we'll qualify. So
yeah.
how are you, Anna? It's such a long time I haven't seen you.
I am here commentating all the day, and I did the commentary yesterday. So yeah, I am enjoying new kind of. I wouldn't say job, but I would say it's my hobby. I started streaming not so long ago, and I really enjoy commentating and streaming both. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. And I know you missed the first two games, so you were not so excited to start early in the morning, right?
Well, it was not my decision. It's a captain decision who plays and who doesn't. But well, since I have a daughter, I'm waking up very early every morning, so it's not a problem for me.
Now time changed your schedule, yeah? Because earlier I remember Antonetta simply hated morning rounds.
Yes, I was always fighting to reschedule it for a bit later time. But now, in fact, I prefer to play earlier because when you wake up at 7 or 8 until 3, 4 in the afternoon, you're already tired.
Tired, exactly.
But yeah, life changes.
Yeah.
We also have started with Ivan our website, so we're organizing some camps and online lessons. So everybody are welcome to visit us on chesslions.com.
I already liked your page on Facebook, but yes, please tell us a bit more about it. When did you start and what is happening there?
Well, as you probably know, we are both with my husband, Ivan Chiparinov. We are not only chess players, but we are both also FIDE senior trainers. And we decided that, okay, now we have enough time since there are no live tournaments to share a bit of our knowledge with our students and to make it a bit for more wider audience, because okay, we have our students, but it was always one-on-one lessons, and now we would like to try it with the online camps. I see it's very popular, everybody are making some. Let's see if we are going to offer something more special, but I can guarantee you that it's going to be interesting for all levels. And well, we are going to see how it goes. I hope it goes well and people enjoy it and they come back for more.
Yeah, we also hope it will go well. Just please remind the link where viewers can join your camp so that more people will join it, hopefully.
Thank you,
I'm
Anna.
sure it's a very interesting one.
Chesslions.com, and there you can find.
Chesslions.com.
Oh, wow.
We have the first camp is with Chaparinov and Salgado in Spanish.
Okay.
And then it's 22nd and 23rd of August, so coming very soon in 1 week. And then the second one is with me and Ivan in English, 29th and 30th of August. So everybody who wants to join, welcome. We still have places, so no problem, you can sign.
The 29th of August, that's also the weekend that the Olympiad top division will play, I think. So keep in mind that during the lesson, you can also watch the nice broadcast of the Olympiad at that time. So
yes, I'll have a problem how to give the lecture and play in the same time if we are there.
Just do it.
Yes, I will have to give a strange time off.
Yeah, let's make some more. By the way, this is the bishop pair advantage.
Well, let's see, but I hope it will not be in the same time. So, but first we have to qualify, of course.
Yeah, first qualification, of course. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming online for a few minutes to talk about everything. It's so nice to see you and that you are enjoying the chess so far in this Olympiad. So, yeah, thank you very much. And, of course, good luck with the team.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Good luck. Bye-bye. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Anna.
Hello, everybody, and we are back with some more coverage, of course. Round 4, I believe, or wait a second, round 6 is not over yet. We still have one result to actually, never mind, the game ended while I was talking there. So yeah, we've almost got all results in. As you can see on the left, most of the results have been updated, and this was the last game still going on in this pool. The player from Philippines unfortunately lost her game against a player from Australia. So yeah, we are going to update all the results, but as far as you can see right now, we already have some decisive results. So Bangladesh won the match against Kyrgyzstan. I keep struggling. And Bulgaria won 4.5, 1.5 against Turkmenistan. Australia, actually, with this result, winning their match with 4-2 against the Philippines, and Indonesia winning 4.5, 1.5 against Belgium, and Germany, Belarus still undecided for now. Well, and of course, yeah, we had a lot of fun with Antoinette, of course. Yeah, you of course know each other very well, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, we know each other for like 15 years or so. I played my first game with Antonetta when I was 14. So yeah, 16 years ago, so long ago.
A long time.
Of course, after that, we have played so many games, and yeah, we both are top female players. So yeah, it's very logical we have faced each other in many games. And yeah, Antonetta, besides being the top female player, she's also a very interesting person. She's interested in many things, and she was mentioning about her training camp, which she is just starting together with her husband, Ivan Chiparino, also a very strong grandmaster from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
So yes, please join their camp. I am sure they will provide you with some interesting lectures and interesting material over different, not difficult, but different chess themes. That's about it. Do we have the last result updated? I'm just checking. And yes, here it is. Germany won the match versus Belarus 3.5 to 2.5. So it was not easy, but they won an important match. And we have the standings.
Yes, we do. We have got, actually, let's first take a look at the results of the other pool that was going on in the meantime. So Pool B, round 4. Pool B just started at the same time as round 6 of Pool A. So here you go. The results are in. Greece winning the match versus Latvia 5.5. Moldova losing the match against Israel 1-5. IPCA, the International Physically Disabled Chess Association. Wow, that's a mouthful, by the way. Losing the match 2.5 versus 3, 2.5, 3.5 versus Austria. Singapore winning the match 3.5, 2.5 versus Thailand, and Romania winning 4-2 against Slovakia. So, okay, let's now take a look at the standings of Pool A. Here you go. Pool A is finished for today, and Antoinette's team of Bulgaria doing very well at the top of the standings with 12 points. Like she said, there has to be, they have to lose all their matches to even, maybe get in danger of not qualifying. They won all the matches so far. Germany as well, and Australia nice and firmly placed on the third place in the standing. So they also doing very well, as well as Indonesia also still in the race, but yeah, we'll of course have to see that in the upcoming days. And for now, we are going to go on a break, everybody. We had a long session in the morning with all sorts of stuff happening. Outages, well, not an outage actually. Internet problems from my part, but everything is fixed now. So yeah, we will simply be back in 1 hour like usual, like the normal schedule indicates. So yeah, stretch your legs. Like I said, walk the dog, feed the cat, stuff like that. And we'll see you back in 1 hour for more coverage of the Online 2020 Olympiad.
Exactly. I am a Grandmaster Anna Muzichuk, and together with Grandmaster Roland Prusers, we are covering Division 2 of FIDE Online Chess Olympiad, and we will be back right in 1 hour, and we will stay with you during the whole day today, and we will be covering all the pools. So see you all in 1 hour. Have a nice break. Bye-bye for now, but we will be back.